Hello, YouTube. If you're dealing with a chronic illness, life becomes really, really complicated. And sometimes it makes it really, really difficult to want to even continue on this fight against your own body. But there are things that you can do to improve the quality of your life for free. And nobody talks about these when you go to the doctor. You go to the doctor, they say, here you go, here's some pills, or here's some injection, or here's some surgery. But they don't often deal with why you have that thing in the first place. Why does that symptom exist? They manage the symptom, but they don't do anything to reverse the cause of the symptom. When I was 10 years old, I was in absolutely crippling pain. Crippling pain that made me cry every day. No 10-year-old kid should have to deal with that. And I went to the doctors. I did everything you're supposed to do. I went to the doctor, I went to specialists, I had private medical insurance, I had NHS as well, and everything the doctors did made it worse. Not better, didn't improve it one little bit. Everything they did made it worse. And they basically told me, we can't help you. We don't know what to do. What do you do? What would you do in that situation? You're 10 years old. Your only hope when you're sick is to go to the doctor and see someone, and they're supposed to help you. But what if they don't? What if they can't help you? What do you do next? What would you do? If it was you, you're 10 years old, you ask your parents to help you, you ask the doctors to help you, you ask teachers to help you, you ask every person that you possibly can to help you, and nobody can help you. You're stuck. You're in severe chronic pain every single day. You go to sleep at night and you wish you wouldn't wake up. Because when you know that as soon as you wake up and you get out of bed, the pain will be back. And it will be there all day till you go to bed. And you go to sleep, finally, freedom. You can dream and advance, adventure through the universe in your dream world, and everything's that magical. And then you wake up again in this hell with a body that doesn't cooperate with you. What do you do? This is the reality for so many people. This is how millions of people are living now. Doctors don't know what to do. They can try to manage symptoms in some cases, but sometimes the treatment's worse than the actual problem itself, as in my case it was. Everything they did to me, all the surgeries, all the pills, everything that they tried, just didn't help. So I was left feeling so alone, isolated, and hopeless. And what's the number one driving factor behind people wanting to exit this planet is hopelessness. When you don't see a way out other than ending your life, what do you do? Well, I didn't end my life. I'm still here to tell this story, to help save the people who are in the situation that I was in before. It's not a nice place to be. It really isn't. And if I can help one person come out of that horrendous life and into a life full of magic and wonder, then my life has some purpose and meaning. If I can help 10 people, 100 people, 1,000,000 people, then wow, what an awesome experience. All the pain was worth it because I managed to figure it out eventually. It took me 25 years. 25 years of pain every single day. Do you know how many days that is? 25 times 365.4 or 4 hours. That's a lot of days of pain. It's a lot of days of wishing you weren't here. And I don't want anyone else to go through that if there's a possibility that you can avoid it. But you're never taught real healthcare. No one teaches you at school how to look after your body. They don't teach you when you go to the doctor how to look after your body. They've got like 10 minutes to quickly analyze what symptoms you've got, do a couple of tests and give you a prescription. And that's it. Unless it's a more severe case and they have no idea what's wrong and they send you to a specialist. The specialist runs all these tests. They do whatever they need to investigate, and they still don't know what's wrong. They still can't help you. So when I was 10 years old, I decided that science was going to be my life's work. I was going to study science to figure out how to heal my body. And I started to learn about chemistry, biology, physics. These things were useful to me. Learning about history and French and economics and English language and all this other stuff that we were forced to learn at school was completely and utterly pointless to me. I was not interested in the slightest little bit. I wanted to understand chemistry, biology, medicine, physics, how the universe worked, how my body worked, how everything in the universe functioned so that I could try to figure out a way that I could live without pain. You know how hard that is when you live in pain every day to want to get up and study and go to school and live and try to live a normal life in a world where chronic illness is not accepted by the general public. They don't understand. They don't understand that I can't do something because there's something wrong in my body and I don't know why. I wasn't like the other kids at school, and they knew it, and they bullied me every single day of my life for years and years and years. Every single day at school, from the first day of school to the last day of school, I was bullied every single day. And imagine that. You're 10 years old and you live in chronic pain. Your body just doesn't work like a normal person's body. And on top of that pain, you get endless physical, violent abuse from everyone around you and constant verbal attacks, constant criticization of your whatever you're doing to try and live in this body that doesn't work. And you just don't know what to do. So I studied science all my life. I did chemistry, physics, biology, and maths in my GCSEs because I went to a grammar school that allowed you to study each of the sciences separately. So I was really, really lucky that I was able to study them as individual qualifications. So when I finished my GCSEs, I then went on to do A-levels in chemistry, physics, biology, and maths. I also did general studies for fun, just because I wanted to do more. I did 4 actual A-levels, which in terms of schools, most people don't do that. They do 3. But I did 4 because why not? So yeah, studied chemistry, physics, biology, and maths so that I could get into university and study medicine. After I studied my A-levels, I also did S-level chemistry and step-level chemistry so that I could apply for Oxford and Cambridge. I didn't actually go to Oxford and Cambridge. I decided to go to Imperial College, which is one of the top universities in the world in London, because I lived in London and I didn't really want to move up to Oxford and Cambridge. So I picked the best university that was also close-ish to my home. So I go to Imperial College. I'm learning chemistry with medicinal biology is what the name of the degree was. It was a 5-year course. The first 3 years was going to be bachelor's degree in chemistry. Then it was a year working in the pharmaceutical industry as work experience. And then the final year will be back at the university doing a master's degree in chemistry. But everything changed. And I didn't actually continue the degree because I went into absolute burnout, complete meltdown of my whole life, because working basically 8 hours a day, every single day in university, 5 days a week, having to have a job to pay for it because living in London is really expensive, and having to commute all the way from where I lived to university, which was a 2-hour train journey, it was not possible. I had a complete breakdown and I didn't actually complete the degree. So I'm not technically qualified in, I don't have a degree in chemistry. But I didn't go to study it to get a degree. That wasn't the aim of the game. Most people go, they study something because they want a degree to get proof so they can go and have a job working in that industry. But I wasn't actually interested in the work side of things. I wanted to understand how the body is built so I could fix my own body and help other people along the way. But I discovered some secrets that I'm not allowed to say on social media about the pharmaceutical industry. So I can't actually tell you the truth without being banned, which is why this summit is an introduction to my privately hosted BPM lifestyle course, which is completely free if you go to the summit. If you sign up in advance, you can get free access to the whole thing. There's zero cost, absolute zero. If you are struggling with any chronic health condition at all, anything, what have you got to lose by trying to be better? Just try. It's free, it's not dangerous, it doesn't involve spending any money on anything. You just have to follow a few simple instructions of how to balance your biochemistry naturally. It's nothing complicated. It's nothing woo-woo magic. It's just basic chemistry. But I understand that most people don't understand chemistry. So if I start talking to you about all the molecules and everything that are involved in this, it may be a little bit overwhelming and confusing to people. So I'm going to try to explain everything in stories that even children can understand. If you want the more technical information, it's all in the course. But to explain everything on YouTube, one, I'm not allowed because they'll block me. Two, I don't want it to be too complicated because I want it to be able to reach everyone. If you're a scientist, great, you should easily understand this. If you're a scientist and you don't understand what I'm talking about, and you think that what I'm talking about is woo-woo magic, then you need to go back to school, okay? It's not complicated. This has been known for thousands of years. It's nothing new in this course. This has all been known for many thousands of years in Eastern traditions, everywhere in the world, except for England, it seems to be. England and America, they don't seem to know anything about this, but in China and other places, in India, this has been known forever. So nothing in this course is weird woo-woo magic. It's all basic, simple tools that anybody can apply in their life to improve their quality of life. My quality of life now is beyond anything I could ever imagine when I was younger. Everything that I did when I was younger was just associated with pain and suffering. And that's no way to live. And every time I ever said anything about, if I ever made a complaint about, that things were hard, it was that, oh, wait till you get older, it's going to get worse. Or school's the best days of your life. And I was like, if this is as good as it gets, then what's the point in living? Why? Why fight every day for nothing? So I decided that I wasn't going to give up. And I fought for 25 years to find a solution to my own pain. And I'm going to share that with you, everything that I've learned for free, because I didn't have anyone to help me. And it was the most loneliest feeling in the world. The only reason I'm still alive is because I couldn't do that to my mom. If I exited this world prematurely, it would break my mom. And I couldn't do that to her. It wasn't about me at all. I didn't care about my own life. I cared about hers. And also, by studying, I could help her as well. I was too late to save my dad. Yeah, he died of cancer. I do not want to die from cancer, so I live my lifestyle in a way to reduce the risk of future health problems while minimizing the symptoms of the problems I already have. And through all the thousands of studies that I've read on science, all of the study that I did in school and university was all for one goal: to try and live without pain. Do you know what it's like to live every single day in pain? And painkillers don't do anything? Can't just take a paracetamol and everything's better, pop an aspirin and pain's gone away. No, it's there all the time. It's not fun. Nobody cares. Doctors can't help. Government won't let you try alternative treatments. If you try them, you can go to prison. Think about that for a minute. The government would rather put you in prison than let you try an alternative to the medical monopoly. That is disgusting. Whatever way you look at it, that is absolutely horrific. that you'll say to some little kid, sorry, mate, doctors can't help you. You're going to die, or you're going to suffer really lots of pain. Nothing the doctors can do. And if your parents try an alternative method, a natural alternative method, they can go to prison. Do you think that that's in any way moral or acceptable for someone to say to a child who's got brain cancer? Really? That's what the world we live in right now. It's easier, believe it or not, right now, it's easier to have medically assisted euthanasia than it is to access a medication that could save your life. Think about that for just a minute. Yeah? It's easier for euthanasia to be approved than it is for medicine to be approved that could save your life. I cannot live in that world and not try to help people. I can't do it. That's why the BPM lifestyle was designed. BPM lifestyle stands for bio, physical, mental. Your biology is your DNA and your physical body structure. Your biology has certain needs. You must meet those needs, otherwise you will develop disease. You have mental needs. The amount of people with depression and anxiety and all these other mental disorders, why is it such an epidemic of mental disorders? Why? Estimated 1 billion people live with anxiety and depression. What's the solution? Pump you full of drugs from the pharmaceutical companies, popping out all these antidepressants and anti-anxiety pills and all these other medications to fix your chemical imbalance. Why are you chemically imbalanced? Why? Did they do any test? Before they prescribed you this mind-altering substance, did they do any tests to prove you actually have a chemical imbalance in the first place? Did they? If they did, great. That's nice that they've actually tested you. If they did not test you to prove that you have a problem with your serotonin system, and then they prescribe you a chemical that modifies your serotonin system, why did they do that? That doesn't make any sense biologically. While doing nothing to change your environment and your physical body. This is absolute madness to me. You have a physical body, you have an environment that body is in contact with, and you have thoughts that are not physical, that your body, through your brain, translates into physical reality, and your physical environment gives you sensory feedback that is translated through your nervous system into your brain, which then creates memories and thoughts, and those thoughts and memories become ideas and dreams and everything else that you have inside your head. But nobody teaches you how to control this biological computer system. No one's given an instruction book when they're born. This is how your body works. These are the ways you can optimize it. These are the ways you can reduce your risk of disease. They don't teach it. They don't teach it in school. My parents didn't teach me. No friends, no university, nobody taught me how to actually live in this body that doesn't work properly relative to the people around me. So I had to figure it out. That's why I studied science, because I need to know. I need to know how the universe works, I need to know how my body works, and I need to know how I can optimize things to live a better life, to not be in pain. So that's what this summit's all about. It's 3 days. I don't know how long each session is going to actually be. It depends how many people there are. If there's any questions, it can, it might be an hour. It could be a bit longer. But it's all going to be for free. And if you sign up with the link, bpmlifestyle.com/summit, you'll get everything for free if you sign up before the event on the 1st of May. If you come after the event and you're watching this on a replay that's a few months old, sorry you missed it. There'll be another one at some point. Subscribe and like and click the bell, and I will let you know when the next one is. If you don't have any money, then you need to go and learn this stuff, because the last thing you need when you're broke is to be broke and sick. And then broke and sick and homeless is the next stage. And then the last stage after that is you die. And I don't want anyone to be in that situation. Being homeless sucks. It does. It's really not a fun thing to do. To be homeless, not having anywhere to go, not having anyone to help you, not having anyone who you can turn to for support, and dealing with chronic illness at the same time, and being broke. I don't want anyone else to ever be like that. So that's why I'm doing this for free, to help the people who need it the most. If you've got millions of dollars, then you can pay for the course, you can pay for coaching, you can pay for the best medical treatment, you can pay for all this stuff. But if you've got no money, what do you do then? What do you do? You're screwed. Unless you figure out something that you can do for nothing, for free, completely for free, that can help you. Maybe it's not going to cure you. I can't be cured of my condition. It's a genetic condition. It's involving the collagen in my skin and blood vessels. I can't change my genes yet. We haven't got the capability to edit genes working in a commercial way yet. There's a few genetic therapies that are starting to become available for certain conditions, but they're millions of dollars, some of them. If you've got millions of dollars, great, but most people who are suffering with chronic illness don't have any money because they can't work. What do? Suffer. So if you're in that position where you're broke and you've got chronic illness and you don't know what to do, the BPM Lifestyle Summit will help you. It's called Fix Your Life for Free because everything that's in it is free. You don't need to spend any money on any supplements, any treatments, any equipment. Everything is free. But you have to actually do the thing. And that's the biggest problem. Most people don't want to change their behavior. They want to blame everything on everybody else, while not taking any responsibility for their own behaviors. And as a result of that, putting the blame on everybody else, it's the food industry's fault, it's the government's fault, it's the society's fault, it's everybody else's fault but your own fault. I was always doing that. I was pushing all my responsibilities to everyone around me, or sort of, I'm depressed because of all the bullies and everything, or whatever. It was always external to me, I didn't take responsibility for my own actions because I didn't know. I didn't know that the actions that I had were having such a negative effect on me because I'd never lived any other way. So I didn't know what behaviors that I had, what damage they were doing to my body, until I went in and I studied all this science. And then I realized that there's some very basic, simple things that anyone can do anywhere in the world with nothing. Because I learned this when I was homeless. And if I can do it when I'm homeless, anyone can do it. So don't use any other excuse. I've got no money, it doesn't matter, you can still do it. I haven't got a home, doesn't matter, you can still do it. The only limitations, if you can't speak English, then it might be hard to understand. But everything is downloadable in the course in PDF that you can then upload into ChatGPT or Google Translate or whatever translate, and you can translate it into your own language. So language is no problem. If you can't read because you're dyslexic, then you can listen to it. If you're deaf, you can read it. If you're blind and deaf, then it's going to be difficult. But maybe you can get someone else to help you. But so many of the excuses that people make up are just made up excuses. They're not actual real reasons why you can't do something. And the whole point of this summit is to try and help as many people as possible improve the quality of their life for free. But I can't do that on my own. If I'm talking to this camera, I'm just talking to a camera and a microphone here. There's no people in this room. But there's 8 billion people out there in the world, and a lot of them need help. And if I can't reach those people that need it, then it's pointless. So share this summit with everyone you know who's struggling right now. You don't have to be having a chronic illness. You could have any condition that you're in life that you're suffering with. If you're just broke or just don't know where to start in life to live your dream life, then start here. You've got to start with your foundation. Your foundation is your body. The building blocks of you are the food you eat, and your entire life is basically the interaction of your body with your environment. Your thoughts translate to motion, and you go and you interact with the environment, and then other people interact with you, and through this interaction you learn and you grow and you experience whatever you experience in your life. And I want those experiences to be happy and fun and exciting and playful and kind and generous and compassionate, not fear and hate and just all this pain and suffering and all the unnecessary cruelty that humans inflict on everyone around them. There's no need for everything to be so violent. It's not necessary for people to hate everyone just because they look different to them. What the hell is wrong with people? Just because someone doesn't look like you think that you have the right to destroy their life and make their life a living hell. What? How is that how most people seem to live? Why can't you just mind your own business, fix your own problems, and leave other people alone? I can't imagine me walking down the street, going up to some random stranger and attacking them for being someone that I don't think that they should be. That's the most bizarre behavior that humans exhibit. I don't understand. In this world where we have everything given to us, everything we need is here for free. Everything that humans need is provided by nature for free, but we've let billionaires control access to all of it so they can make billions and billions and billions of dollars from basic human needs, while millions and billions of people don't meet their basic human needs. I don't want to live in that world, which is why I'm not charging you thousands of dollars for this course, because it's not about making money. If you've got the secret to helping people heal, and you put a price tag of $10,000 on that healing, and you say to someone, "Yeah, I know you're suffering. That sucks. That's really bad. Yeah, I'm sorry you've got cancer. I'm sorry you got heart disease. Sorry you got all this insert whatever issue you have. I've got the solution to you. I've got the solution for you. Give me all your money, all of it, $10,000, and I'll give you a couple of videos to fix all your problems." Well, what if you don't have any money at all? You're broke because you're sick and you've got all these bills to pay because you've got all these extra costs to manage your condition. And then you've got someone pretending that they're going to fix all your problems for all your money. Well, I'm not pretending I'm going to fix anything. I'm going to give you some tools, but like tools in a garage. I've got lots of tools up in my workshop. They can be used to build an infinite number of different possible things. The tool is just there for somebody to use. But if you don't use the tool in the way it needs to be used properly, then you won't get the result that you want. So Be Human Lifestyle is all just about a set of basic tools that you can use to control your body and your mind and your physical environment to make your life better than it is now. It may not be 100% better. It might only be 5% better. But imagine, okay, so say you have chronic pain. You live in pain every single day, and you get 2 days a month where you've got no pain those 2 days. Wow. To me, that would be a success. If I prayed for 1 day, just 1 day with no pain. 1 day, no, wasn't allowed. It wasn't possible. I had to live in pain every single day until I figured out the BPM lifestyle. And within about 3-4 months of living the BPM lifestyle fully, pain was gone for the first time in 25 years. And I want that feeling for someone else as well. Do you know how I'm not even sure if I can describe how good it felt that day when I was like, I'm not in pain. What happened? Where's the pain? It's been there every single day for 25 years and now it's gone. Why? What happened? And I went through everything that I was doing at the time, all the changes that I'd made, and I pieced it together like a giant jigsaw puzzle. When you do the things individually, they have a minimal effect on your overall biochemistry. It's when you stack them, you stack multiple things on top of each other, and they all add a little tiny benefit, and then a little tiny benefit, and a little tiny benefit, and a little tiny benefit, and then over time they compound. Like when you put in money into an investment fund, you get interest on your interest, you compound interest, and it grows exponentially over time. The same thing happens with your body. You have, depending on the size of you, somewhere between 10 to maybe 50 trillion cells that you're made from. Every single one of them has needs that you must meet. But you don't know what they are. No one teaches you unless you study biochemistry and medicine, but most people don't because it's really hard and expensive and complicated. And most people don't have the intelligence to be able to understand it. So most people don't study it. And then it puts you at the mercy of the people who do study it, that they will tell you the truth and help you if you have a problem. But here's the biggest issue of all. When your income stream relies on the sickness of other people, healing them is bad for business. Not some crazy conspiracy theory. This is just basic economics. Let's just make up an example. We're just going to invent something here. This is not a real issue. But let's say that you make money from fixing blocked toilets. Yeah, you're a plumber. Your money is fixing blocked toilets. But there's an invention that means that no toilets would ever be blocked ever again. If you were a plumber, would you give that to your client and basically remove all of your business? You wouldn't, would you? So the pharmaceutical industry that I wanted to work in, that I had work experience in working in I'm not going to say the name, but I worked in the quality control department of a pharmaceutical company. Was testing the drugs when they came off the production line to make sure they were pure and safe for customers. Why would they invest billions and billions of dollars to remove their customer base? They're not going to do it. It's just bad business. It's economics. Customer cured is scrap that. A patient cured is a customer lost. Simple sentence that sums up. It's not, as I said, it's not some whack job conspiracy theory. It's just basic economics. If your business relies on people being sick, curing them becomes a bad business decision. And I want to help people cure, maybe not cure, you can't cure some disease, you can't cure my disease, but I can live better than I do now. I can do things that help me. Maybe I can't ever cure it, and yeah, that's fine. Okay, I accept that. That's just my body, and that's how I have to live. I have to live with this hanging over me that at any moment I could die. Instantly, bang, whoop, that's it, gone. My grandfather died at 48. He just had a heart attack, bang, gone. Now I have the same genetics as him. I've had a DNA test, so I know. Because I'm a chemist, I want to know. So I did a test and I've seen the results and I understand what they mean because I'm a chemist. I understand how DNA is structured and what DNA codes for in proteins and how those proteins fold and various things. There's information now that I have access to because I have access to my genome that I didn't have before. That wasn't even available when I was a kid. When I was growing up in the 80s, there wasn't genetic testing. We'd only barely scratched the surface of understanding genetics at that point. We hadn't done the full human genome project then. That was the 2000s, I believe, or something like that. Now you can get your full genome sequenced for a few $100s. Whether the accuracy is perfect or not, who knows? But it's more information than I had before. And it gives me potential reasons why I experience the things I experience. But no doctor ever tried to do a DNA test. They barely did any tests on me at all. They didn't ever tell me why things happen. They just said when I went to the doctors and said I can't hear in my ear. Why? They don't know. My ear is dead for no reason. According to them, they don't know why I'm deaf. I'm just deaf. Okay. Well, what can I do to stop the other ear from dying? Because my right ear is dead. The left ear still works. But what if the left ear also has the same problem? Because I don't know why this ear is dead, I can't make any changes to understand what I could do to protect this ear from dying as well. So I'm kind of stuck, really. I've never had any useful information from any doctor ever about my health. They've never helped me. Why? You'd think that NHS, that it's a free at the point of delivery service, would want to help people be as healthy as possible, so they don't need to use the services for anything. But they never give me any health advice ever. Why? If you work for the NHS, why? Why don't you help people? Why don't you actually help people find the root cause of a problem and help them stop that problem? There are things you can do because I know, because I fixed myself eventually after 25 years of suffering. I'm not 100% fixed, but the symptom is gone. If the symptom is gone, then as far as I'm concerned, I've cured that symptom. For example, if you are depressed, if you have serious depression and you don't want to be here anymore, and you think of every possible way to make that transition as painless as possible, every minute of every day you think about it, and you design the most efficient way to make the least mess, and that's all you think about all the time as a kid. What kind of childhood is that? It's no childhood at all. I didn't have a childhood. I had time when I was younger, but it wasn't the childhood that most people think of a childhood. It was wishing I wasn't there the whole time till I got to the age of 15, and that was the lowest point I got to. But I managed to push through the pain. What else choice did I have? No choice. There was no choice. I wasn't able to just give up. I can't just say, oh, well, I'm just going to lie in bed all day, every day, and not do anything, because that just made it worse anyway. It wasn't an option. I couldn't just stay in bed and cry for my whole life. I had to get up and do stuff. And I have still now, even I'm not 100% perfect in every way now, I still suffer. But I suffer so much less than I did before. And I want someone else to be able to experience what it feels like to feel better and not have to empty your bank account to do it. So if this message in any way resonates with you and you understand where I'm coming from about how soul destroying it is to live in a body that doesn't cooperate with you. Every day is suffering. It's not fun. But you have no choice but to keep going. But there's things you can do, and that's why I made this BPM lifestyle system. It's complicated to look after your body. There's so many systems that all need to work perfectly in order for you to be healthy. And to understand each of those systems to enough depth to actually heal something is really hard. When you go to a doctor, you go to your GP, usually to go to the GP first. They do an assessment and then they send you to the heart specialist or the brain specialist or the bone specialist or the liver specialist. Each person has their own focused area of the body that they work on. They understand other parts of the system, but their special interest is one particular part of the body because it's so complicated that they couldn't possibly know everything about everything. So they focus on one area of the body, but unfortunately, your entire body is all connected to each other. So unless a treatment is addressing your whole body and your environment and your thoughts, it's not gonna necessarily help you. Yes, you can, if you've got some issue, you can have a surgery, you can have that body part removed. If you've got a tumor, they can cut it out, or they can blast it with radiation, or they can give you some poison to try and kill it, but while also killing all your other cells as well. I'm not saying that this is a substitute for any medical treatment. This can work alongside everything that the doctors do, but this is a more holistic way of balancing your entire body all at the same time. It's taken so long to figure this out, so much pain to figure this out, that it would be almost impossible for most people to go through that, which is why I try and condense it into the BPM Lifestyle course, which is now free if you sign up before the 1st of May. If you sign up after the summit, it's $99, $97, can't remember now. It's 90 something dollars. But if you go to the summit, it's for free. So you've got no excuse to not do it, really. You're going to use a few hours of your life to learn something that can help you. And if you learn it and it helps you, you can then help someone else. And they can help someone else. And eventually, we reach 1 million people. And I don't know how many people can benefit from this to a degree that it changes their life completely, like it did to me. But even if it doesn't change your life completely, if it only improves your life by 10%, that's still 10% improvement for free. All you've got to do is go and learn a few simple tools and use the tools. It's not that hard. And I promise you that if you actually do all the things that I talk about in the course, your quality of life will guaranteed to improve to some degree. How much, I can't guarantee a certain number because I've never done a full scientific study, and to do a study on this would be insanely expensive, and I don't have any money either. I'm broke too, just like most people. I'm not some billionaire that's trying to scam you out of even more money because I need more billions. No, I'm skint. I've got no money, but I'm doing this because I'm skint and have no money, and I know that other people are also suffering that also have no money. So there's no excuse to not try, and there's no excuse to not share this with someone else you might think might need it, because so many people suffer in silence and they don't ever tell people about their problems. Because why bother telling anyone? Because if you say something that, you know, life is hard, or like, you know, you're suffering in pain, then you just get ignorant replies from people. You know, oh, it's not that bad, or you're making it up, or you're just inventing some symptom because you want sympathy, or some other whatever. There's always going to be some negative person who's making up some reason to dismiss your experience of the world, especially if you're autistic. If you're autistic, then your version of reality is constantly denied by everyone around you because they work on a different frequency to you. They can't understand how your experience of Earth is different to their experience of Earth. But everyone has their own unique experience. You have slight variation in your DNA to me, but we're still both human beings. And there's basic laws that apply to all human beings. They apply to all animals in general. But they're in terms of human. We're talking about humans here. When I'm not a lion, I'm not a bear. I'm a human being, so I need to understand human biology. It doesn't matter about plant biology to me. It matters about human biology. I would understand the heart, the lungs, the digestion system, the muscles, the bones, the skin, all the neurons, the brain. I want to understand it all to enough of a degree that I can make positive changes to my life. And by sharing this information with you and helping you to also improve your biochemistry, and in time, it takes, you can't expect things to change overnight. It takes time to undo the damage that you've already done up to today. You have from the day you're born to the day you watch this video and the day you start the BPM lifestyle system, whatever distance of time that is, if it's 10 years or 20 years or 50 years or 70 years, you've got, say you're 50 years old, you've got 50 years of living the way you've been living before, and your state that you're in right now, whatever health state that is a combined result of all the decisions you've made up until today. If you're going to make any changes to your health, you have to make different decisions. If your health right now is not optimal, if your money right now is not optimal, if your happiness right now is not optimal, then that's a result of the experiences that you've had up to now. And the only way to change that is to make different decisions moving forward. And that's what the BPM lifestyle is designed to do, is to help you make better decisions about your own body, about your own environment, and about your thoughts and feelings and aspirations and goals and dreams and everything that you want in life. What do you want? Some people go, I want to have big car, I want to have mansion, I want to have kids, I want to have a dog, I want to have holidays all the time, whatever. Some people just want to not be in pain. Some people want the cancer to go away. Some people want one more day with their mum. Some people want their child to not die of cancer. What's your dream? What do you want? You need to know what you want. Choose what you want. Do you want to be a billionaire businessman? Go for it. Absolutely go for it. Fight for that dream. If you want to cure your cancer, fight for it. Don't give up. My dad died of cancer. My best friend died of cancer. My nan had cancer. My mom and sister both had cancer. They don't have it now. Well, my sister is in remission. My mom has a little bit of skin cancer. So far, touch wood, with superstition, I don't have, as far as I know, diagnosed cancer. And I don't want it. So I'm going to do everything I can to not get it. I can't 100% guarantee that I will never get cancer. I have a very bad genetic history. The genes that I have are susceptible to lung cancer and other cancers. So I'm not going to give it more juice than it already has by smoking cigarettes or drinking alcohol or doing all these things that I know are carcinogenic, because I don't want cancer. I'm not saying that you've got cancer and it's all your fault. It's not always a direct relationship between your behavior and the development of cancer, but in a lot of cases it is. There are always genetic components, your bio. There are always your environmental components, the toxins you're exposed to and the food you eat and the experiences you have. These are all your environmental exposures. But your mind is such an important part of this, because we have this amazing, powerful quantum computer inside your head that can create anything it wants. It can create disease. It can cure disease. It's creating this entire world that you're in right now is in your head. You live in your own version of reality that's you're built inside your brain. Learning a little bit about how that works will help you. I promise. Not trying to sell you anything, not trying to take any money from you, just trying to help you live a better quality of life. And if you want to understand a little bit more about this, then I'm going to be doing live shows every single day this week. I'm going to try. I'm not very good at being consistent. Having ADHD makes things a little bit complicated, but I have systems that I've designed and built to help me with my ADHD, to help me with my autism, to help me with my chronic pain, to be able to live a little bit better life than I did before. And by sharing those with you, hopefully you can experience that too. So I don't know how long this video is, it's quite long, 51 minutes. But we have successful, my first stream on this, I haven't had a single drop frame. So this is just a test really. This is just me waffling. If you found this useful or inspiring or in any way helpful, then subscribe and click the bell, because the live event is going to be on the 1st of May and I am absolutely terrified. To be fair, I've never done anything like this in my whole life. I've been on TV before and stuff like that, but not in a direct way where I'm specifically trying to help someone. So if you need help, or you know anyone who needs help, then just come along. If you don't like it, and whatever I say in the summit is useless to you, then just forget it. Okay, you may have lost a few minutes of your life to listen to someone trying to help you. Okay, sorry if you don't like it. There's going to be controversial things that I'm going to talk about that I can't specifically mention. I have to talk in code if I'm on YouTube. I'm not allowed to say the truth. That's why it's offline. That's why it's a private course, because if I can't upload it to YouTube, they will block it. I can't upload it to Facebook, they'll block it. It has to be offline, off social media. It's not offline. It's online, but it's on a private server. So come and join me. I'm going to be here every day. I don't know exactly what time I'm going to broadcast these live test broadcasts, but they'll be almost every day between now and the 1st of May, just so that I can get some practice, basically. So each day I'm going to talk a little bit about the BPM lifestyle principles. And each day I'm going to go through one of the principles and why I integrated it into my life. What did it do for me? Why do I still do it now? After 35 years of battling this chronic illness, I have built these into my daily life, and to me it's like breathing. It's something I do every day, because if I don't do it, I get sick. I have to do these things in order to maintain my health. And if I fall off the wagon, as they say sometimes, and I lose my focus and I start to not do my daily habits every day, I start to like miss them a few times, then my life gets worse. My symptoms come back and it feels horrible. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this in some way. Like, I don't know if I want to be inspiring and help people that are dealing with really horrible things in their lives. But at the end of the day, you're the only one who can change your life. And the first step is to subscribe to the BPM Lifestyle Summit, bpmlifestyle.com/summit. See you there. It's 100% free. Just sign up on the website. You'll get an email. Check your spam folder, because sometimes the messages go to spam. But once you sign up, the course is free to sign up. You'll get an email that will let you log into the course, and that's where all the course material is going to be, and the free links to the main BPM Lifestyle course. Everything will be in the group. So come and join us. Try it. Just try it. Just try it. Just go for it. Just say, okay, I've had enough of being in pain. Let's go. Let's do something about it. I'll see you there.